Okay, hello chat. Can you hear me? Okay, it's working now.
All right.
Count me in again when you're ready, and we'll be set to go.
All right. 3, 2.
Wait.
Oh.
Count in for going live, or
No, we're still live.
I can't see the. Or okay, never mind. Sorry.
I'm assuming that it's being restarted, so whenever you're ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. This is Bonk 3. I'm still Memory. This is still the last TurboGrafx 16 Bonk game. One of the big things about the Bonk series is hovering. By spamming the attack button, you can descend slower. The other thing is that by attacking the flowers from the side, you get a big speed boost. This is a task where I pretty much started from scratch. I had a decent amount of experience with previous Bonk games. I did both the other TurboGrafx 16 Bonk games, but there wasn't much resources for this one. Wall jumps give 5 speed, which is still faster than walking, so it's almost always worth going for them, assuming I can just I'm not going at a faster speed already. Meg, are you there?
Yeah, I'm.
I was. The Bonk series is really weird and wacky. Like earlier in that level, I got turned into a quick crab by getting crushed. In this level,
Yeah, I love the look of these games.
In this level, I'm about to collect the first candy power up. Red ones make you smaller, and blue ones make you bigger. That one allowed me to take a shortcut that pretty much skipped the entire level. And here's the first boss. In these bosses, it's really important to attack the corners to hit Bonk, because Bonk, when you do an attack in midair, first Bonk has to attack to the right, right or left to hit him, and then he has an attack below him. So if you attack the corner, you can effectively get 2 hits at once. One of the big tricks of this game is that landing on the ground resets your speed to 3. So the floor is lava. You want to do everything you can to avoid hitting the floor and maintain your faster speed. Here, I juggle this enemy to bounce off it and get a little more height. The reason it was okay for me to lose the small in the last level is that those heights will automatically change you back to normal size. Swimming is really annoying, so I'm glad there's not too much of it.
Swimming being annoying, that never happens.
One small little trick is that if you walk off a ledge, Bonk's horizontal speed will automatically be reset to 0. So you can abuse that to immediately turn around and wall jump off the same ledge you walked off. And here's the weird power up that lets you swim through the air. It's really weird, but Bonk's really weird. Alright. Now, this is the first level in which I'll collect meats. So the meat power-ups, if you collect 2 smalls, you can go faster, but you won't be able to flower boost. So I have to route it. So if I'm going to take advantage of meats, I'd want to do it in a level where I don't want to abuse flower boosting. As you can see, there was pretty much no flowers for the past level. And here's the second boss. none of these attacks are currently doing anything, but attacking the head will cause damage. It's the double hits on the fight that really speed up bosses for the most part. At least, at least the ones that where it matters. Some it won't matter. So if you hold up while swinging on a vertical bar and then press jump, you'll automatically just jump up. An important thing of like tasking this game is like trying to maximize distance off of hovers. So like I intentionally space out my inputs a little further than they need to, just so I can get a little extra distance. One thing that is kind of annoying is that if you hover and then land on a slope, like no matter if you're facing up or facing down, you'll land on your head. Um, this is one of my favorite sections because you use all those tiny little enemies and like a bunch of flower boosts. Now, I try to keep small because one, it means that I can skip the meat animation, but sometimes it's necessary to lose, like here, because the boulder moves slowly and I want to move past it. However, it's still faster to collect this second one here. Collecting a big meat will automatically make you invincible. The yellow flowers will act as trampolines and are necessary for getting height. There, small actually has a disadvantage in that if you are small, you jump less high. So I had to do a wall jump in order to make that. Also, the boss is dead. One interesting thing about this game is that it runs on the same engine as the first game, but not the second game. The second game runs on a completely different engine. However, Super Bonk for the SNES pretty much runs on the second game's engine. So for some reason they just alternated engines, and I don't know why. Um, the speed you get from the invincibility is less than that of a flower boost, but it's more consistent. This level is very vertical. The clouds provide some decent boosts at the start. And one thing I try to do is minimize jump, like the time I'm spending jumping. And here's a trick where if you spin in midair and then land the ground, you'll be set moving at 5 speed. However, you're slipping, so you can't really control yourself unless you fall off an edge. Water will maintain speed as long as you keep neutral input on the D-pad. Sliding off a ledge and then doing a wall jump is really convenient. So here, I phase through an enemy pretty much, and it's really precise. It's like 1 pixel wide. And here's the fourth boss. The smallest thing. Uh, Sometimes it's not possible to get the double hits in, so the important thing there is to just hit it repeatedly as much as you can. Bonk 3. This level has a bunch of really great signs. You love Bonk 3. Thanks, game. I'm glad to know you know my opinion. One thing I really like about tasking is that, for me, it feels very relaxed. Like, I can just do some of it, and then if I start to get frustrated, I can come back later. And, like, and it makes me feel smart whenever I find out something like, oh, I can walk off a ledge and immediately wall jump. This level here is very horizontal, but with a lot of interspersed platforms, making optimizing like getting as many flower boosts as possible and like not falling rather tricky. This level's very fun because I slapped over some spikes. And here's a trick called waterfall jumping, where if you exit a waterfall from the side, you'll automatically jump. This can be used for scaling waterfalls a lot quicker. Like, normally climbing a waterfall is slow, not the case there. Now for the fifth boss, which is underwater. So, this boss will spit out a couple jellyfish enemies. Normally, you'd think, oh, I want to defeat them. No, because I can abuse the ones above me to stop my vertical height sooner, and then continue attacking the boss a little sooner. It's a little thing that's really important for a task. And in this level, they decide to bring back the bosses from Bonk 2 as regular enemies. Like, that's one of the bosses. Here's, like, the second to last boss. And, like, I was already at the top of the waterfall there. And here's another ice level. If you're on an ice slope, you'll continue building up speed as if you're traveling down it for as long as you're on the slope. Up right here, I get up to 9 speed, which is the highest I get in the task. And here's one of the best songs in the game, which also plays a bit later. This level is also really vertical at the start, but with a big skip. I wall jump up there, bounce off the enemy, and do another wall jump to get up to that ledge early. It's important. Otherwise, you'd have to go around and on these platforms. Landing on that flower will allow me to bounce off the axe. And here's the second to last boss, a crab robot thing. And here's where the game remembers, oh yeah, there's this thing called a plot. I guess I should throw this in here. So apparently that villain, King Drool, stole the second half of the top half of the moon again, because why not? He really liked the head. And here's the boss rush.
Every good game has a boss rush.
It's only the first 4 bosses, though. One important thing for tasking is filling in downtime. there I almost slid into spikes a bunch. And just then, I was a recent find where I remembered, oh yeah, the game, you can jump down through certain platforms. That boss right there is actually a little buggy. Um, on later hits, the boss will expand into you if you like attack it from above. So I attacked it from the side towards the end to avoid getting hit. This boss doesn't go down quite as quickly. It might be because I don't have the meat power up that I did before. But there are no meat power ups in this level, anyways. Uh, Losing small here is worth it because it allows me to set up that really quick kill where I use invincibility and attack the boss from within. I did it also on the first time around. So here's the final set of levels. There, I waited a bit before doing a fire boost so I could bounce off a flower. I mean, a fireball. The ball can pretty much bounce off of any hazard. Doesn't matter if it's fire or whatever. Just can't bounce off of, lava or spikes. Here's the one time I get a meat and actually go through the animation. I do that because in the next level, it's very important for me to lose this butthead box state because butthead bonk cannot flower boost. Like there, I take damage instantly. And here's a trick I just found recently where you're sort of in a glitched ice state, and I don't need to repeatedly flower boost. Like the name of the game here is to take advantage of pretty much every chance for speed that I can get. Like there, I take advantage of little ledges just to get another wall jump. Here I have to slow down a little to avoid bouncing into the wall. There's the most important skip of the game where you just hold right and mash 2. If you get eaten by the fish, you get sent into this little mini level where you're inside of its stomach. You enter stomachs a lot in the Bonk series, strangely. Here I have to dig through this, and upcoming is the only usage of big in the entire game. Now, Bonk is huge, which means I can make that wall jump, but Big Bonk cannot hover, which is really important. So I immediately get rid of it after that. Also, he's just a bit clumsy. Sorry. And coming up is the final boss. I really, really like the music for this fight. It's really frantic, but the main melody is kind of slow and somber. And I take this opportunity to absolutely wail on the boss. I do more damage than is needed. The boss's hitbox can be kind of buggy, so this is kind of revenge in a sense. But I really love the concept of the final boss has the ability to change size too. So I love bosses that just use your abilities against you. And time will be coming up shortly. And this is what happens when you lose all your health. Bonk takes a nap. He's just tired out after this task. And time.
All right. That was really cool.
This the last Bonk game I plan to test. I don't have any plans to do the others, like the Super Nintendo Bonk games or the Game Boy Bonk games. So this is kind of a bittersweet moment for me because this is my farewell to like a series I've been testing for a while. Like I've tested Bonk One, Bonk Two, well, both versions of Bonk One, like both the TurboGrafx 16 version and the NES version. Then I test Bonk 2 with easy games, and now I finally test Bonk 3. Uh, I'd like to thank like everybody that gave me support, like on Works in Progress, everybody that supported my previous tasks. I'd like to thank Sam Sara, a former test videos judge, who pretty much is the reason I got very into testing, and it's probably why I'm a test video staff member today. Like I wouldn't have taken it this far without her.
All right. So, thank you so much for that. Everyone awesome and does amazing stuff. And I think that we're probably, yeah, we're gonna go out and next up is Tetrasphere Rescue Mode 510 by Rebecca Ree. And stick around and watch so many more awesome runs at Frame Fatales. Thanks.
But